Welcome to SF Commercial Property Conversations with Bruce Bean, where Bay Area investments meet expert insights. Get ready to unlock the strategies of commercial real estate success.
So today we have Lilit Yenokyan with us, and Lilit actually grew up in Armenia and came to the States in 2006. So Lilit, it is going to be very interesting if you can just explain a little bit of your history of how you actually went from high tech into real estate.
Hi, Bruce. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. I grew up in Armenia. I went to school, studied mathematics, applied math, and then I came to US, studied computer science, worked in big tech firms, including Meta, Netflix, Microsoft, and latest was Roku. Why real estate? Why did I gravitate towards it? Is I was always fascinated. I came when the housing crisis was happening, and I saw how it collapsed, especially being in Detroit area in Michigan, like how the
Oh, wow.
housing prices tanked, but then how they started growing. And despite my career, like being in tech and I'm kind of getting some stocks, I always viewed real estate as a really great alternative for investment. So I became an investor, and eventually I decided to pursue this full time because I was fascinated and I see that there is so much upside and potential in real estate.
And so you started your own real estate tech firm, so to speak. So explain that to us a little bit.
Sure, yes. So as a investor, when I was looking to buy a single family or a duplex,
Mm.
I was working with residential realtors and kind of getting their guidance on, is this a good opportunity versus not? And
Mhm.
I found that like I wasn't really given lots of guidance on the financial side of things, because as an investor, I do not necessarily, care that the tree is very nice in the backyard, and
Right.
the there is a lot of sunlight at a certain hour, but what I cared more about is the bottom line, right? The cash flow of this is how much I invest, this is the income potential, this is how much each unit would rent for. And that was missing. And I decided to build a software for investors like myself and for realtors to help them guide to serve their clientele who are investors. That is called Investra, that solves that
Investra.
problem.
Well, that is sort of the limbo area, so to speak. In other words, there are thousands of residential single family real estate people out there that will help you find a home to live in. And there's on the flip side, there's thousands of commercial real estate agents that deal with 5 units or more, the kind of bigger units and the bigger commercial side. But that group that's kind of in between of, say, buying a single family house to invest in versus a 6 unit apartment, that area is not covered very well. And I think, as you're saying, the financial side of that is not very well covered. So I think this is going to be an interesting startup that you're putting together.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that you also think there is an opportunity here.
Yeah, no, I think that, and I think a lot of people would like to invest in real estate, but they don't have kind of the big bucks like the larger property owners, but they also want more than just sort of a single family house. So a duplex or a threeplex or fourplex would be a great investment for them, or and maybe they live in one unit and rent out the rest or remodel, as you say. That whole area is a very interesting situation.
Exactly. And many of the people we are here in Bay Area, right? And there's a lot of people are priced out of this market in terms
Right.
of investing, buying a duplex, but they might want to do it in a different state that is more affordable, a great place to enter into this real estate investment world. And we help them with that.
And you're using AI to I assume help you find these properties and analyze these properties?
Of course, yes. So we're using AI to model different scenarios of, if we have a multi-unit, how much each unit would rent for as a long-term rental versus a Airbnb type situation, versus if we were to remodel and get the market rents there. And we are kind of also predicting the prices for the market and seeing how will this zip code compare to the rest of the state. Is this a desirable area versus another one? And giving this insight so that realtors and investors can have the data they need to make informed decisions.
So, okay, so how are you now marketing this website?
So we are in a private beta mode where I'm not actively marketing because I am testing it with several realtors in California to learn and to make it as good as possible. And we will have our public launch in January, where this will become available for anyone to sign up. But if our listeners, if your viewers, Bruce, are interested, I'm very happy to give them access to this private trial.
That would be great. So we'll have to see if the audience is very interested and they can contact you and get involved early on as sort of a test market situation.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that would be great. So give us a little bit of background on what you did. A lot of high tech work. Was that mostly working on websites, or what did you do for the tech side?
So you remember when Netflix was in US only and then it went international?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I played a big part in that. My
Oh my
code was
God.
running in many servers across the world in enabling to take it global.
Oh, that's a big project.
Yeah. I worked on the back end. I worked on infrastructure. There is some front end work, website work that you might have seen. But I was also involved in Facebook or Meta scaling their infrastructure and data center operations across the US, from few points of presences to many, and having a better distribution so that there is no downtime. Like if something happens, there is a power loss somewhere, some other data centers will step up and people will not have an experience that something went wrong.
Wow, it sounds like you're a specialist in kind of populating, well, not populating the website, but populating the world so that the websites work correctly.
Yeah, scaling.
Yeah.
Making sure that something is more reproducible, reputable, and we can scale it across the world. That's kind of my sweet spot. I love
Oh,
doing that.
so that's kind of where you come back into real estate. So you're testing this particular website kind of locally in California, and then when things start to really gel, you'll populate in a larger area.
That's right. That's right. That's the plan.
Oh, that's fantastic. Wow. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to seeing how this all comes together. We're going to have to talk again right after your launch or close to your launch and see how things are going at that time. So January, do you have a specific date in January, or you're still kind of thinking about it?
Let's set a date together. I didn't have a date in mind.
Okay, all right. Shall we say January 15th or whenever?
I'm pulling the calendar here.
Oh, okay, that's good. We're going right online here.
We're going right online. So you do these episodes several times a week, right? There is no
Yeah,
set.
yeah. Are you looking at my calendar?
I was looking at general calendar.
Yeah, okay, okay.
You suggested the 15th. Let's do that. Let's
I don't think
take
my
it live
calendar
on.
goes out that far, just FYI. So we will
Okay,
figure that out as we get closer. But let's say January 18th or 20th, somewhere in there.
sounds great. 19th. I'm a big fan of doing things early in the week, so let's go live. I plan to take this live on the 19th, and we can have a conversation on the 20th or
Perfect.
sometime that week.
Okay. All right. We'll book that. So all of
Perfect.
you listeners, get collected, get involved early on, and then we'll reconvene on January 20th to see how this launch all goes together. That would be great.
Sounds great.
So in the meantime, Lilit, where can people get a hold of you right now?
I am on LinkedIn, pretty active. If you search for my name, Lilit Yenokyan, I should be the first result that comes up. Or your listeners can also get hold of me via email. It's my first name, Lilit, at investra-ai.com. So either way, I'd be happy to hear from your listeners.
So are you currently looking for investors?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, so investors who might be listening also contact Lilith and
Absolutely.
see if if you can help her. So this sounds like this is going to scale very quickly and very widely. So I think that sounds fantastic. All right.
Yes. And
Well,
we made a public commitment live. So
all right.
January
That's good.
19th.
All right. Well, let's put that on the books and we'll reconvene here in January and see how things are going. So
Sounds
great
good,
to
Bruce.
talk to you, and we'll see you very soon. So
That's a wrap on today's journey through the SF commercial real estate scene. Ready to share your story? Visit sfcommercialconversations.com/guest. Your insights could lead the next conversation.